Syracuse tries to make it 2 wins against the #1 team in the country. Duke Blue Devils bumping back up to #1 after this latest poll. Tyler Rocky, Gill Gross, Jenna Fink breaking it down for you here on Cuse Countdown. Now, the big news heading into this one is no Zion Williamson in this game. He's been ruled out with a knee sprain, and this was suffered against UNC last game out. And, I mean, Duke is just a different team without Zion on the floor.
It's completely massive. Zion Williamson is the most impactful player in college basketball, I don't know, maybe since Shaq LSU. I mean, you got to go back a really long time. In the last 10 years, no one's had a higher player efficiency rating. Zion's is over 40.
He's just so accurate, especially from the field goal. He's second in the nation in field goal percentage with 68% making.
He's second in like 30 other categories too. I mean, he does everything. He steals, rebounds, field goal percentage, as you mentioned. He's an absolute animal.
In short, Duke is losing possibly the Naismith Player of the Year this season. Now, when you look ahead at this team, I mean, Duke still has a bunch of other studs out there. Zion was actually ranked 3rd in the class amongst his stud teammates. Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett both ranked ahead of him. Does Syracuse have enough talent to back it up and get another win against a very loaded Duke roster?
If they're able to protect the ball, I think they have a pretty good chance, and that's going to be the key. Now, both these teams are really, really good at forcing turnovers. They're both actually 26th in the country. Interestingly enough, they have the same number of turnovers forced. But it's going to be more important for Syracuse to protect the ball because Duke is elite in transition. If Cuse can make this a half-court slog, they can make Duke shoot the 3 ball, which they're not very good at, and they have a chance to hold the Blue Devils to a low point total if they get them to shoot. They're actually under 29% in conference play.
Syracuse needs to stay locked in over the course of this game. It's been a rough 24 hours for the team as a whole. There's a lot of mental tests going on in this game this weekend, and that's something that they really did well in their last game, talking about how they were bouncing back from an NC State loss on the road, coming back to have a win in the Dome. O'Shea Brissett talking about how he likes to forget about the entire past game that he had and move forward and focus entirely on the next game. That's something that they're going to have to do as a team against Duke.
Yeah, O'Shea definitely going to be critical in this one, especially with no Zion down there to DM up. Now, can Syracuse do the unthinkable, become the 7th team ever to beat a #1 team twice?
I think Syracuse is going to be the one to do it. They're going to win 76-70. And yes, Duke is coming back with a vengeance, but they're missing Zion Williamson. You can't come back from that. They do have Cam Reddish and Jones back as well, but Zion is that key piece for Duke. I think without him, they're not going to be able to get the win.
No, I agree. I mean, Zion's a huge factor. Actually, if you asked me Tuesday, I would have said Duke by 10. At this point, I have 68-66. Syracuse wins this basketball game. Everything is lining up for this orange team. They match up well against a Duke team that doesn't play as well against the zone. You have Tyus Battle playing the point more often. I think that's the right move. Elijah Cuse broke out of his shooting slump in the second half against Louisville. You have O'Shea Brissett playing maybe his best game of the season against Louisville. I mean, all the pieces are there for Syracuse.
Wow, so you think Zion's going to swing this game 12 points? To me, I still take Duke in this one. I think they've got too much star power. I think the shooting eventually catches up too. They'll finally figure it out, especially with a guy like Cam Reddish. All right, Syracuse and Duke coming up Saturday, 6 o'clock, prime time. Going to be a good one out at the Dome. Enjoy the game.